Hello ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready to begin the second half of the winter 2014-2015 season, and the winless Red Army trying to get the win over the Yellow Jackets. And Clive, who knows what can happen in this one? Of course folks, I'm referring to Clive Telsey, my co-partner here. What should we expect from this game today?
Well, of course, with the Yellow Jackets, it's the same old story we've always been saying about them. They are getting away with 5 of the 6 games. They are definitely getting away with so many forwards just overpowering the other team. It's just now, what can we do to see or figure out what's next for this Yellow Jacket team? You know, can anybody stop them at this point? I still believe so. You know, it's all about trying to get past the forwards and making it a game where they have to rely on their defense and keeper.
And of course with their keeper, Arnie Strader, you know, he is no walk in the park for forwards to go up against. This guy is one of rather, you know, a goalie that can keep up for his own. This keeper knows what he's doing.
Yeah, of course, Arnie Strader, you know, he's been on fire all season long. You know, expect him to continue to do as such. You know, as long as the forwards keep doing their thing, Arnie Strader will enjoy himself back there. Perhaps maybe even a launcher might do well for him.
And of course now for this winless Red Army, everyone's saying it can. This a chant, you know, is this the Sunday? And if this is the Sunday where they finally get their first win, then God bless them. But, you know, against a team like the Yellow Jackets, if they do not put something up in terms of the forward position, and if it's more they have to rely on their defense, then they are going to be going 0-7 at the end of the game.
Yeah, and again, you know, for the Red Army, you know, they have the potential. We've seen this in them, you know. They got players, Angelo Pontello, Tom Finley, even the Toller brothers are back at it today. You know, everybody's just got to play hockey, and of course Larry Liebler in there as well. You know, just a lot of hustle and effort, and they just have to keep fighting with this Yellow Jacket team. I think this will be the Sunday that they'll do it, but you know, they can't make any mistakes here, and they just have to keep the puck moving, and they got to put a lot of pressure in the Yellow Jacket zone today if they're going to be looking to give them the second loss.
And so on that note, of course, you know, you have a lot of hotheads on this Yellow Jacket team too. So is there the part about getting them frustrated that could be a key into this, Clive?
Absolutely. And again, Neil Armstrong, Dave Garrett are rather one of the 2 more known hotheads on this team. So you do anything to get them upset, they will definitely strike back at you with full force. And of course, you know, that'll be the key.
But then of course also as another key too, you have Dave Collins and the drunk ref doing the referee games. Will that play a factor into anything today?
Well, of course, you know, as every game, you know, you should be trusting the referees to be doing their job and not doing anything to screw someone over. You know, that's the main thing. Referees are out there to facilitate the game and to make sure everything is clean, because especially with these over 50 hockey players, most of them know that they need to keep their heads on the swivel and always, you know, play with class here. And it's up to the referees to not do anything stupid about it.
Well, we thank you folks for tuning into our pre-game report brought to you by the Power Play Grill, West Wings and Tampa. So come get some power play after the game for fun, fellowship, and beer with the players. But we will have the face-off to you shortly. Don't go away, we'll be right back. This is Over 50 Hockey on the Pontello Broadcasting Network. And welcome back here, folks. Just about ready to begin the face-off. And it looks like right now we see it'll be Angelo Pontello going at center, going to take the face-off. Howie Stroughton and Steve Gorman as the defenders. Pontello takes the face-off against Tish, and the left wing is Mike Ricci, right wing Larry Rapar, or correction, Larry Liebler. I can't believe what I just saw right there, Clive.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we've been talking about. If this defense is going to play the way they are, this is going to be an easy win for the Yellow Jackets, no doubt about it. That was a poor defensive effort there by Howie Stroughton and Steve Gorman. They needed to be more prepared, and especially with a guy like Larry Sincotta where anybody can stop him. That was a really piss-poor opportunity there. And of course, at the same time, too, you also have to, you know, the keeper's at fault on this one, too, because he should have been more prepared for something like that to happen, and he just allowed Sincotta to take a shot like that. Real unfortunate.
Pontello with a short straighter trying to scoop this one in, and he does for the save. And just like that, the Yellow Jackets changed their lineup, and here comes Neil Armstrong, Scott McCants, Kenny Pullman, Tom Buckholtz and Steve Paganella there. Stronger line coming in now.
we'll see how things play out. And of course the Red Army will change their line as well. And it'll be Tom Finley taking the face-off against Armstrong. And they have Madalena back as a defender. Not exactly sure if that's a smart decision. Well, this is something a little new tactic, but at the same time too, with the Red Army being 0-6, you know, you still have another 6 weeks to get your game plan in check, because of course with 6 weeks, it'll be interesting to see how the Red Army will play out, because again, that means 6 more games to try to get things going since everyone makes the playoffs. So we'll see how things go out and if the Red Army can finally find what they need to find. This is Pullman. Working off of Jeff Toller, and now he's back over to Toller. Looking for Finley, back around the buckles, and here comes Nader. Into the yellow jacket zone, working off of Paganella. Nader still with the puck. And he shoots it right to Scott McCants. Taken away by Jeff Toller, looking to try to finish, but it's McCants who knocks it away. Now back over to Finley, looking for the backhand shot. And this one bounces around, and it is the Strader for the save. And on that note, the Red Army will put their strong lineup back in there, and the Yellow Jackets, their secondary lineup, will come in place. So this is a good opportunity for this lineup to redeem themselves. This one firing over to Garrick. This one back over to Pontello. Working off of Giacomin. Trying to take the shot, and this one's now back over to Ricci. Looking to fire up to Pontello, this one knocked away. Now back over to Quicko. Now looking for his opportunity in the deep slot. Looking to shoot around over the straighter, looking to finish, and it gets knocked away. This one back over to Pontello. Makes a move around again. And coming to knock it away is Ludemeza. And this one's going to head all the way back into the Red Army end for the icing call. No, they're going to not call it, and here comes Quicko, and there's going to have to be a big opportunity here for them. Ricci gets it back over to Finley. This one off the boards. And with that, something happened. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but face-off's going to take place in the Red Army end. This one back over to Serena. Firing the shot, deflected off of Madalena, and it bounces off of Gorman into the net. This is going to be embarrassing for the Red Army. Yeah, and they continue to show how embarrassing their season has been. From a team that started out as the 2-time defending champions, and you have that happen to you. Right now, the Red Army are continuing to make a very strong case that they are the laughing stock in this league. And that just showed right there. Sharina, this is now back over to Losman. Now finds an open Ludemeza. Sits around, shoots up to Giacomin, knocked away by Vic. Looking to set up to Losman, taking the shot, looking to fire over again. This one knocked away. RT3 trying to get it past the Meza. This one sliding around. And this one gets knocked away by RT3. It's a 2-0. RT3 trying to finish, sets it back over to Nader, takes the shot, and the Red Army finally put points on the board. So a mental error there by the Yellow Jackets, and the Red Army capitalize. And now the only difference in this one is the gaff by the Red Army defense, where it bounced off of Steve Gorman and into the net. Yeah, and again, that's a nice little thing to try to put themselves back atop, especially now with their other lineup coming in now. We'll see how things play out. This one's a Buckholtz. Now back over to Paganella. Intended for Sinclair. This one back over to Pontello, now to Toller. Sets up to Ricci off of his stick, and here comes Buckholtz trying to clear this one out. Stopped by Toller. And looking for Strout, and this one out to the wrong direction, and then Sinclair who's going to get to the puck first. Shot taken, looking to finish with Pernice, and now back over to Tish. And now taking away this Pontello. Looking to pass it over the middle, now up to it. Open Sinclair has Ricci to work with. Looking to set back up to Ricci, taking the shot. Weak shot there, could have set up again. Pontello trying to finish. Now back over to Liebler. Looking for Pontello, this one gets knocked around. Back to Pontello again. Skates around, driving on the Yellow Jackets, and here comes Ricci trying to finish, and it's saved by Strader. And the net came off in the process. Yeah, right now, not exactly sure what's going on. That was a big opportunity for the Red Army to capitalize, and now you have Neil Armstrong's line coming up. So now for the Red Army, you just have to hope and pray they hold them up. Otherwise, the Yellow Jackets have a big opportunity to regain a comfortable lead.
This one's going to come back over to Quicko. McCants quickly on top of him, and he gives it right up to Armstrong. Unbelievable. Now Neil Armstrong can capitalize. As far as the shot, Vic, it comes up with the save. What is going on with that Red Army defense? They just continue to pass it right on the Yellow Jacket sticks, and they're just literally handing them the opportunity to score.
Well, that's where it comes with the discipline. You have to be a little bit smarter if you're playing the hockey, because right now, that is the key to beating these Yellow Jackets. They don't seem to get their they're right now struggling to get the firepower going, and the Red Army have almost every opportunity to make a play, but they're just not taking them, and they're just making mental errors all over again.
This is to Armstrong, looking to set up to Pullman, and now back over to Nader. Nader looking to set up to Finley, but it gets sharply knocked back. This one around to Quicko. Madalena gets it off to Nader. Looking to set up to Finley, gets around Pullman. Trying to get around Buckholz, could not, and now Tom Buckholz will put it back in the Red Army end. Quicko trying to get to it first. No, he's going to let McCants get to it first. No, Quicko got to it. This one now to Madalena. He'll get this one cleared out. This one back over to Garrick. Sets up to Armstrong. Back over to Madalena. Deflected off of Garrick. This one back over to Pullman. This one now from Quicko, taken away by McCants. Back over to Pontello. Here comes Angelo Pontello, now looking for an open pass off to Ricci, and Sharina gets to it first. Taking it away is Pontello, getting it back over to Ricci, and Howe has a big opportunity. Looking to capitalize just off the net, and Sharina will get this one knocked away. Looking to get around Giacomin, could not. Now back over to Liebler. Pontello trying to fight his hardest to get to the puck. Now taken away from Ludemeza, back over to Gorman, and has to get this one cleared out. This one out to Sharina. Stopped by Pontello, can you capitalize? Back over to Gorman. Back over to Pontello, misfires! And Ludemeza comes up with the puck instead. This one back over to Giacomin. And skating now is Ludemeza into the Red Army zone, looking to get it back over to Giacomin. Fires the shot, and it's Brian Vick that comes up with the save. No, one of his own players knocked it out, but he was able to get back into possession with it.
Yeah, the Red Army definitely need to start getting the heads on the swivel and need to start being prepared mentally, because that's what's killing them right now in this game. Yellow Jackets trying to do just about everything they can, and they're struggling right now to put points on the board.
Of course, now they switch their lineup. And this one now shot to Buckholz, trying to finish with Panisse. This one back to Paganella. Finley trying to get it away from Panisse. And Jim Panisse still got it off to Cincotta.
Unbelievable, Andy. This is and here comes Cincotta.
Cincotta with the shot knocked away, and here comes a penalty coming up. We'll see what this one's on. A high sticking call. Probably on Cincotta, I'm not sure. Or was it Madalena?
Yeah, it looks like Dave Collins saw John Madalena with the high sticking there.
Really unfortunate for them, and that's going to post as a yellow card. And the Yellow Jackets now have an opportunity to extend this lead. So now it's Liebler and Tisch on the face-off. This one back over now from Panisse to Buckholz. Looking to set up now off of Cincotta's back skate, and here comes Ricci. And And Mike Ricci will get this one dumped in the yellow jacket end. This one now coming up to Labler. And now back to Sikora. Back over to Stroughton. And this is now to Labler. Gets it back over to Stroughton. Intercepted by Buckholtz. Here comes Quick Curl. Back over to Buckholtz. This one to Coleman. This one now from Labler to Quick Curl. Back over to Labler. Looking to get around Armstrong. And Labler, I'm not exactly sure what kind of shot was that. That one just was sent flying. That puck got shot out of a cannon at random there. Armstrong looking to set back up to Sharino. Here comes Labler the other way, looking to get around Garrick. He doesn't. Here comes an open Larry Labler. Big opportunity. And knocking it away was McCants. Back over to Finley again. In the deep slot. Sets back up over to Gorman. Fires a shot deflected off a straighter. Now comes McCants looking to fire it around the other direction. Just off a Neil Armstrong stick. And here comes Gorman. Trying to set up to Tola. Just out of Pontello's reach. Here comes Garrick, intercepts it. And Pontello, coming in the way, stops Garrick. And that will hold play. He will be slow to get up. And now Dave Garrick has some words. And look, and Garrick shoving now, that should be a penalty. And you knew that was gonna happen. Like we said before, Dave Garrick is a hothead in this league, and anything you do to get him upset or pissed off, that was exactly what was gonna happen. We called it right there in the pregame, Andy. Yeah, if anything, Angelo Pontello, you know, did his job and he tried to get the puck. Garrick was just standing there, you know. He was literally just standing there and there was nothing going on. So that was clearly a good call there to not call anything. Well, of course, at the same time too, you have to realize that, you know, Garrick took a long time to try to, you know, get the puck off, and Pontello was doing his job and trying to get away with it. So good call by the referees. And with that though, Angelo Pontello will get off the ice, and this one's going to come back over to Finley. This one now to Stroughton. Taken away by Armstrong. This one back over to Nader. Now over to Giacomin. From Tola, this one out to Finley. Now gets it around to Nader. Gets it away from Paganella. Big opportunity. Nader trying a big opportunity straight outside his crease, but by that time, Buckholtz held him up well. Here comes Finley with the shot, trying to deflect a rebound shot. Takes the shot and it's in! Tom Finley continued to get opportunity after opportunity, and he finally gets it done. Arnie Strader was being worn out, and by the time, as soon as you knew he was coming out of his crease, Red Army had to take advantage, and it's now a 2-all game. Big opportunity there for Tom Finley. He just kept taking his shots and he found a chance to get back in this one. And now it is a tied game at 2. And remember, this is a Red Army team that despite everything that's been going on for them thus far, they are making a lot happen. And this is to Pontello, sets up to an open Mike Ricci, looking to take the shot, and it's Strader who falls on this one for the save. Pontello and Demeza on the face-off. Sharina looking to get this one back over to Losman, and now it's back over to Quick Curl. And Demeza trying to fire the shot to an open Mark Giacomin, he does. And instead it's intercepted by Pontello. Quicko trying to get the pass off to Liebler, instead it'll be taken away by Sharina. Gets another move off of Quicko. Jeff Quicko with a lot of open room. Now back over to Liebler. Now back over to Ricci. Pontello firing the shot, this one got deflected, and this was now back over to Losmin. Looking to set up to Giacomin, just out of his reach, now over to Madalena. We're gonna get this one cleared out the other way, and this is now Garrick. And Garrick just stiffed on Pontello there, and I'm surprised the referees didn't call it.
Yeah, you can tell Garrick is still butt sore after the way Pontello tried to hold him up, and of course you can expect more from this guy, and you can expect anything else that will just be absolutely classless in terms of a hockey player.
De Meza will try to clear this one out, and this one is going to be for an icing call. This one now to Buckholz. Now to Sincada. Finds Tish. Taken away by Tola. Now finds Finley. This one out from Tish. Deflected off Tola. This one misses Stroughton. And here comes an open Larry Sincada. And this one now over to Tola. Red Army playing very dangerous by the end there. Yeah, they really need to start thinking about this, because at the same time it could get really intense real quick if they don't know what they're doing. Nader looking to get this one to RT3. Instead, he's forced to put in the yellow jacket in. This one now to an open Tish. One period in the books, and this game is tied at 2-2, and this is exactly what will happen if the Red Army start to play with one another.
And of course now you're starting to see a little bit of more of what actually happens when you have a team filled with a bunch of forwards, and you take advantage and you start playing a little bit more in their own zone and take advantage of the opportunities. It shows right now, and this is, I think, the first time we're seeing, well, since the time when the Yellow Jackets and the Green Hornets first met. Other than that time, we're seeing that the Yellow Jackets are now seeing that this Red Army team is starting to take a different approach, starting to play more in their own zone, and the Yellow Jackets need to figure out now how they're going to be able to defend in their own zone, because they've always been used to playing, in the other opponent zone. That's where their scoring opportunities have been in. But Neil Armstrong now has to let these players know that, hey, they need to stop playing some defense rather than looking to score every time. And so with that, with first intermission, game tied 2, Red Army 2, Yellow Jackets 2. This is Over 50 Hockey on the Pontello Broadcasting Network. Welcome back here for the second period. It'll be Neil Armstrong and Angelo Pontello on the face-off. And this one's going to head back over the other way. And this one now over to Neil Armstrong. Gets a run back over to Ricci. Now back over to Armstrong. Looking to set up for the finish, and this one goes in. $11:20 remaining. It's now Lou de Meza and Tom Finley on the face-off. Nader, this one comes back around over to Paganella. This one comes back over to Tola, and the Red Army still trying to come back from goal deficit here, and this one's now over to Lou de Meza. Looking to set up now, lots of sticks in the air. This one now back over to Finley. And this one high stick away from Paganella, now back over to Buckholz.
intercepted by Nada, looking for the setup to RT3, and now it's over to Strader. Gives it right to RT3, looking to set up, but instead gives it right to Demeza, and they're off to the other races. Sets back over the other way. Buckholz looking to set up, this one coming back over to Tola. This is Demeza. Back to Buckholz. Feeds it to Giacomin. This one comes back over to Paganella. Sets back over to Stroughton. And there's the icing. No, there's no icing call. This one's going to come back over to Buckholz. And looking to get to the puck first will be Bill Tisch. Intercepted by Pontillo. Big opportunity here. Ricci quickly skating back on side. And that was probably another poor call there by the drunken referee. Mike Ricci was completely onside there, but he still called it as offside. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mike Ricci was onside at the time. Again, that's your first poor call of the game right there. Have to do a little bit better than that. 9:42 remaining. Yellow Jackets with a tight 3-2 lead. This one now from Liebler. Sets back over to Pontillo. Looking to finish to Ricci, just the wrong bounce. And this one's going to come back over to Cincotta. Pontillo quickly defending Cincotta. This one now back over to Ricci. Sets up to Garrick instead. And there's a high stick call by Liebler. Very unfortunate. Had the stick in the wrong place at the wrong time. And face-up now will take place deep in the Yellow Jacket zone. Pontillo and Tisch now on the face-off deep in the Red Army zone. Yellow Jackets looking to capitalize. This one back over to Quicko. This one will slide all the way around, but instead intercepted by Garrick. From Garrick now to Pontillo. Tried to reach it to RT3. Now back over to Garrick again. Now from Gorman, this is to Liebler. Two defenders back. Flipping this one high. Pontillo regrouping. Will fire the shot, and this is to Strader, who will make the save. Finley and Armstrong on the face-off. This one coming back around over to Serena. And from McCanson, this one's a wide open Neil Armstrong. And it'll be stopped by Brian Vick. Pullman tripping to finish, and that is just what a classic example of poor defending by John Madalena. We just saw it right there in the middle of the camera. Nobody was skating back in time. Madalena just, again, standing there, not trying to do anything. He literally just watched the play happen. And that is exactly, Clive, what will give the Yellow Jackets an easy 2 points is if you have players they're not playing to their hardest and they're just letting a lot of things happen. Should have been done a little bit better. So now if you're the Red Army, you definitely need to start seeing some improvement on forwards. Perhaps maybe we see a little bit more of Angelo Pontillo now that they're down by 2. McCann's now back over to Armstrong instead, taken away by RT3. This one back over to Garrett, working off of Nada. Nada working around the other way. Looking to set up, and this one goes past, and now back over to Serena. Puck back over to Tola. This one to Buckholz. Buckholz trying to get away from Pontillo with the puck. And buttcloths, there you go again. I don't get what's going on here. And these Yellow Jackets seriously think they're trying to come around, and now you can see Pontillo is irate. And this is what I'm talking about. These Yellow Jackets are hotheads to begin with, and you need to stop. There has to be something better. Yeah, again, Buckcoat's expecting things are going to be soft, and then all of a sudden Pontillo come playing his hardest, and that's what these Yellow Jackets don't like to see. They want to see everybody else play soft hockey so that they can win again. But you know what? This is over 50 hockey. You have to be playing your hardest, and you cannot expect all these players to be soft. And an icing call's been made. Now this is going to be interesting to see if Pontillo already went back. Yeah, I don't know if he's back on the bench or if he's And now of course the Yellow Jackets are going to have some words because they think Angelo Pontillo's being too aggressive. Here comes Tola. Back over to Finley. This one now back over to Quicker. Fires the shot. Over to Liebler trying to finish. This one now back over to Giacomin. Back over to Quicko. Looking for Finley, and instead this is going to come back over to Demeza. And Liebler trying to get in the way, but Demeza gets the puck again. Now from Quicko, gets around Giacomin. And look at the Red Army right now trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Finley will move this one up, and here comes an open Mike Ricci. Only Sharina back as a defender. Red Army have to capitalize here. Tola takes the shot and misses. Strader now trying to come around the other way. This one back over to Sincada. Finds an open Tish. And Quicko falls on his hind. And now over to Sincada. Brian Vick trying to defend. And this one's going to be saved. And with that, Pontillo's going to come back onto the ice. And this is going to be interesting to see how this next play goes. I can already see Tom Buckles is going to try to do something stupid to Pontillo because, I mean, you can tell already, you know, you can tell a little bit of the expression on his face that he's just waiting for Pontillo to come in so he can knock the lights out of him, because you look at the way this Yellow Jacket team's been playing right now, and it's going to be enough. And I can tell you right now, between Buckholz, Demeza, and Garrick, all three of them really want to just knock Pontillo's lights out. So these referees, if they're smart enough, they should be understanding how this gameplay is going on right now. And Brian Vick misses the puck. Right now, clearly, Brian Vick has to be, you have to be pulling in another keeper, because, again, that's just, I don't know what you need to be doing right now to get yourself in order, but I think that just might have done it there. Again, poor decision made by Brian Vick. And this only just gets from, it only goes from bad to worse here for this Red Army team. They had the opportunity, and again, this has just been a big embarrassment. This puck now over to Pontillo. And this one's going to come back over to Paganella. And here comes McCants. Looking to set up to Pullman, taking the shot. Dear God. Dear God, what is this Red Army team doing? It's not even fun anymore at this point. It's just a complete mental collapse. It's not even fun anymore. It is just not fun anymore. This Red Army team now at this point don't know what to do. You know, it's just been in really really poor playing by this Red Army team. But then again, Clive, you know, they still got 6 We still got 6 things to go, and when you have a team that really doesn't know how to play hockey and you get them all together on one team, you're gonna have this embarrassing moment like this happen, and you're gonna have, you know, no consistency or no whatever. So, you know, don't get me wrong, Clive, the Red Army had some sparks of life, but then again, now it's the Yellow Jackets are just firing off. This one gonna come back over to Paganella. Stop by McCanns. This one back over to Tola. And now from Liebler, this is Finley. Back over to Ricci. Fires the shot. This one gets knocked away. And here comes Pullman the other way. Back over to Armstrong. Here comes Neil Armstrong, finds over to Pullman. Sits back over around to McCann, and the net is completely off. So now it's Lou Meza and Tom Finley on the face-off. This one coming back around over to the Red Army. In Jeff Bricko and Nada trying to get to the puck, but Sharina's going to get to it first. Now it's going to be around over to Finley, and there's your offsides. Come on, Red Army, at least have some form of discipline. This is just, it's not even a hockey game anymore, because there's just no discipline and everybody's playing for themselves. Back over to Losmin, being covered by Finley. Finley gets the puck away. Quick curl. This one back over to Sharina. And here comes the Meza. And there's the icing call. Montillo with the puck. Sharina quickly coming after him. Deflected off of Giacomi now from Sharina. Now back over to Losmin. Here comes the Meza. Oh boy. And now from Pontello, Ricci trying to get to it first. Garrick trying to skate to it faster. And Garrick will win on over for the puck. 2:10 to go in the second. This one now back over to Sharina, deflected off of Pontello, now back over to Losmin. And here's Quicko trying to fire the shot. Back over to Liebler. Fires the shot and Strader makes the save. Now over to Buckholtz. Sincada now over to Tish. Now fires over to Sincada. Shot taken and this one's in. At this point, Clive, is there any possible way you can try to find a keeper? Maybe switch out? You know, because Brian Vick is certainly not doing anything right now for this Red Army team all season. Yeah, and again, you know, it was just a key thing where, you know, the other thing too is like with the shots that are taken here, at least, you know, despite the defense, at least have some effort in terms of trying to stop the puck. Oh, that was actually a save, I beg your pardon. But either way though, I mean, overall, they need to start stepping up a little bit more. Because I mean, again, you know, I know in this game, despite the shots, you can tell that Brian Vick has definitely played better than this. And especially in past seasons as well. But you know, you have to try to give Vick the opportunity as well. You know, if this is how it's being played out, it's how it's being played out. But if you're just sitting there watching the puck, or even if you're a defensive unit that's just sitting there watching the puck and not giving a lot, that's understandable. But also at the same time, if you know the defense is at least giving some effort, and you have the Yellow Jackets that are just continuing to jab at the puck, as a keeper's perspective, you have to do everything you can to stop the puck. And right now, I mean, I'm really trying to convince myself right now that Brian Vick is better than this. But of course, when you have a team like the Red Army and the way they're playing right now, it's very hard to try to do anything in the first place. Puck now over to Tish. This one back over to Pullman. Vick knocks it away. This one back over to Pullman again. Puck taken now by Sharina. Trying to get the pass up to McCants. Finds Armstrong. And this one's going to be fallen on the puck by Vick for the save. This one now from Tola, now back over to Ricci, looking to set up, and where was Mike Ricci passing that puck? Well, at least he found Liebler. Sets up to Pontello. Armstrong coming in the way, and you know, and that's, again, that is exactly what Pontello's been doing to Buckholz and Garrick. And at that time, if Pontello had the mentality of a Tom Buckholz or Dave Garrick, Armstrong would have gotten he would have been depleted and he would have been knocked off his skates. Clearly. So, but then again, you know, more the aggressive players like Neil Armstrong, Angelo Pontello, you know, they're doing their job per se, which is trying to get to the puck. I mean, right now, there's really not a lot you see them doing in terms of cheating it out. But again, like I said, if Angelo Pontello in that situation was Dave Garrick, he would have just lit up Neil Armstrong off of his feet, and there could have been some big controversy. But right now, scoreline, Red Army 6, Yellow Jackets 2, second intermission. This is Over 50 Hockey on the Pontello Broadcasting Network. About to begin the third period, and right now it has been yet another horrendous game for the Red Army. No discipline, no talent. Oh, correction. Let me backpedal there for a second, Clark. There have been sparks of promise for the Red Army, but overall, they're just not able to get things going to win a game. Paganella. This is to Armstrong, and here we go, same thing again. Armstrong sets up, now looking for Pullman. Knocked off to the right side. This is Armstrong. Deflected by Gorman. Back over to Paganella. This puck flipped high. Big bounces off. Could have been dangerous there. McCann's looking to set up, and this one comes back around to Gorman. Stopped by Paganella. And Finley looking to try to get to the puck, and he's going to get this one cleared out. And there's your icing call. To Tola. Now back over to Liebler. Over to Ricci, taking the shot, and this one's in. So nice little padding looking to pad some stats there. side back. This is to Sharina. Back to Pontello, big opportunity here, taking the shot. This was sliding through, trying to make the finish, and this puck is taken away. Here comes the Meza. Puck coming around over to Pontello, intercepted by Giacomin. Shot deflected by Tola. Giacomin looking for the set-up. Liebler trying to get to it first. Garrick trying to hold him off, and this one's going to go back even further. Sharina will regroup. Back over to Demeza. This one back over to Tola. Now back over to Finley. This one out to Demeza. Back over to Losmin. To Giacomin again. Over to Stroughton. Shot taken, this one goes high. Deflected by Stroughton. And here's the icing call. 9.5 minutes remain, 6-3 Yellow Jacket lead. And right now, this is a game where you can clearly say that the scoreline is definitely not reflective of what has been going on here today.
Yeah, with the way this Red Army team's been playing, they're lucky that the Yellow Jackets have not scored 10 goals on them already.
This is Tish and Pontello on the face-off. This puck stopped by Paganella. Trying to set up to Tish now, back over to Liebler. Stopped by Buckholtz. This one now back over to Sincora. Pontello trying to get through, and he does. Liebler trying to knock Paganella off the puck. Now it's back over to Buckholtz. Pulling him up, and he skates it forward. Shot taken, deflected off a straighter. This one back over to Quitko, looking to set up. This shot fired, knocked away. This one back to Sincora. Stopped by Gorman. Shot taken, and it's saved by Strader. This one now Finley and Armstrong on the face-off. Shot now back to Sharina. Here's Armstrong. Shot taken, stopped by Vic for the save. Sharina puts it back in the Red Army end. This is Gorman. Stopped by Sharina, looking to capitalise. Knocked away by Vic. Armstrong trying to keep it alive, but RT3 shot gone the other way. Tola trying to get it away. Here comes Finley. Now back over to Garrick. Looking to set up the other way. Now back over to Nader. This is Finley. Intercepted by Garrick. Back over to Armstrong. Puck bouncing around the other way. 3 Yellow Jackets. Now it's back over to McCants. And there's your icing call. 7:18 remaining.
Pontello. Now back around, this is Liebler firing the shot. This one deflected high. To Giacomin. This one to Stroughton. This one back over to Pontello. Trying to move up the middle. Looking around. Taking the shot, and this one goes in. So yes, Angelo Pontello's shot goes in, but the Yellow Jackets should really have nothing to worry about. They're still up by 2 here with 6:41 remaining. It's going to take a lot more than that for the Red Army to try to come back in this one. And they can do it. Arnie Stritter has been capable in the past of giving up a big goal lead. It's just trying to wait for the right opportunities, and here this is going to matter the most. This is around to Giacomin. Now around to Finley. This one now from Paganella, stopped by Madalena. No, just away from Madalena. Here comes De Meza. De Meza fires the shot, knocked away by Vic. Here comes Losman trying to finish. Now comes Madalena with the puck. Looking to get this one cleared out, stopped by Buckles. Here comes RT3. It is one-on-one, and here comes Nader. Looking to set up, here comes Nader. Looking to make the move around, missed opportunity. Nader has to regroup. Looking to set up now over to Finley, just out of his reach. Here comes Losman the other way. Now back to Giacomin. Lost control of the puck. Now regains control. Misfires the shot. Here comes Gorman. This one coming back the other way. This is off to Sharina. Sharino with the puck. This one to Garrett. Pontello knocks it high in the air. This one now back over to Nader. No, it's going to be over towards Penise. Here comes Tola. Deflected by Tish. Ricci trying to get to the puck first. And instead it's Sharina that holds him up. Pontello firing a shot, and this one bounced around. And this was back over to Sharina. Ricci taking the shot. Almost went in. Just right in the corner. Here comes Pontello. Tola trying to take his shot, got deflected. This one bouncing around, this one back over to Ricci. And here comes Sincotta. Finley. Trying to set up to Stroughton just off his skate, and this one's back over to Paganella. 4 minutes remaining. Puck off to RT3. Taken away now by Liebler, trying to make sure everyone's on side. They are. Deflected off from the cans. This one now back over to Finley. Off the boards. This puck now around to Foreman. If I was the referee, I would have called onside. It looked like Neil Armstrong was definitely over the blue line before the puck went in. From Paganella, this one back over to Foreman. Puck now to Tola in his own end. Stopped by Foreman. 3 minutes remaining. Foreman looking to set up this one, fired around the other way. This is Armstrong looking to finish. Now Buckles firing the shot. And
Ricci trying to skate to it past Paganella. And no, Paganella. No, it's going to be taken away by Pontillo. Everybody's got to be on sides first. And there's no way. And he's forced to clear this one out. Ricci not back in time, but that's what happens when you try to rush in there. You had an opportunity set up. Now this is to Stroughton. Back over to Gorman. Everyone is on sides. 2:19 remaining. And this is the last chance for them. Cut around this is to McCants. Gets around this is back over to Gorman. Stopped by Ricci. Looking for Finley. And this one now coming back over to McCann's, looking to outskate Gorman. .140 remaining. This one off the boards. This is Toller. Looking for an opportunity here. This one back over to Garrett. Back over to Gorman. Taking the shot straight and knocks it away. This one now around to Tiff. And here they go, they pull a 6-man. Back over to Toller, knocked away. This one coming around to RT3. This one now back over to Sharina. 50 seconds remain. This one over to Garrick. Now back over to Gorman again. No opportunity. Here comes Pontello. Deflected the other way. Stopped by the referee. Toller, there's a bouncing puck. This one now back over to Nader. Now from Toller, this is Pontello. Taking the shot, looking to finish up. Bouncing through straighter, just out of his reach. And this one's coming back the other way. Sliding through, 13 seconds remain. Some icing call. They're going to be looking to call a timeout, Red Army.